Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Fitz1TV here, aka DeLorean33, and I'm back today with another video on the channel for you guys. This, you guys could call this maybe my personal reaction to Money in the Bank. If you guys wanted my official reaction, I did a full review on my wrestling podcast channel, which I do with my friend Moose on the Legit Shoot podcast. The link for that is in the description down below. Alright, go check out that if you want a full review. But this video is more exploring what we learned. So I'm going to give you 5 things that we learned from Money in the Bank 2018. And that'll dictate us on WWE storytelling going forward. Especially now as we are now getting ready to soon start the build towards SummerSlam in about 2 months. We do have Extreme Rules in July. But if we're looking, further ahead, it's time to slowly start getting ready for SummerSlam. I have a lot more energy because I just woke up a little bit ago. Last night I did my review on Money in the Bank very late on my wrestling channel, as I already told you guys. And I was kind of tired, so I couldn't really give my emotional response. I did dissect everything with me, just trying to be as fair as possible, but now that it is daytime, I can be a little more vocal, a little more loud, and we give you guys the fits one you guys want to see. So we're going to get straight into our 5 things. This might have a little bit of ranting, might have a little more rage in it. If you guys saw my review, I'm going to be a lot more vocal in this one, but let's get straight right into the action, because I know that's what you guys want to see. So, number 1 on our 5 things we learned from Money in the Bank. WWE books with favoritism. Yes, WWE books with favoritism. One of the things I always talk about on the Legit Shoot with Moose, we always say, if you're blonde in WWE, if you're blonde, Vince loves you. Alright? Vince books with favoritism. And I'll see, just look at Alexa Bliss. Alright? And I'll say this for like the 1,000th time. Alexa Bliss has basically been pushed ever since she got to the main roster. Yes, Alexa Bliss can talk, but she's okay in the ring. She can talk up a feud with almost anybody. Alright? She can make a feud believable about marshmallows. Alright? She's great on the mic. But in terms of the ring, she's not on Sasha Banks' level, which we'll get into just a second. Alexa Bliss came to the main roster in 2016. She won the SmackDown Live Women's title from Becky Lynch. Then she held that title basically all the way to WrestleMania 33 when she lost to Naomi. I don't really count her losing the title because Naomi only held that title for like 8 days, so they gave the title back to Bliss. Alright, then she gets moved to Raw in the Superstar Shakeup in 2017. 2 weeks later, she defeats Bayley at Payback to get her first Raw Women's Championship reign. Then she holds that title until SummerSlam to drop it to Sasha Banks. Then Sasha loses the title back to Alexa for her first reign only a week later. And then Alexa Bliss holds that title all the way to WrestleMania again. Loses that title to Nia Jax. Alright? And then she has a rematch with Nia where she loses again. Where we all thought this would finally take Alexa out of the title picture. Alright? She has basically been champion her whole time on the main roster, and it's not fair to others on the main roster who are better than her, like Sasha Banks, like Asuka, like Amber Moon, Ruby Riott, and should I go on? Alright, let's be serious here for a second. Alright, why the hell did Alexa Bliss win Miss Money in the Bank last night? She won it because Vince loves blondes. Sure, the briefcase would have been great on Alexa Bliss. It would have been kind of entertaining to see what she would do with it week for week. But did she deserve it? Doesn't make sense storytelling-wise. No, it doesn't. Yes, it makes sense for her character, but she doesn't need the briefcase because she just lost the title a couple months ago. Why was she even in the match? She shouldn't be in the match if she just lost her title. That's not fair to other competitors like Bayley, like Ruby Riott, who haven't had title matches in like years. But instead, WWE decides to give her the Money in the Bank briefcase. And not only that, they decide to have her cash in successfully, getting her payback on Nia. Not about 90 minutes later. Sure, I'll say this. This leads into number 2. What's the second thing we learned from Money in the Bank last night? Ronda Rousey is the real deal. Alright, there was a lot of people talking, oh, we don't know what Rousey's going to be like coming after WrestleMania, yes, because she had Kurt Angle and Triple H in there. Alright? It was a mixed tag team match. Rousey didn't have to do all the effort on her own. I'm going to say this. This was Nia Jax's best match on the main roster. The one she had with Ronda Rousey last night at Money in the Bank. This was her best match on the main roster, aside from the matches she had with Sasha Banks last year. Alright? Ronda Rousey's here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. If she could put on a good match with Nia Jax, of all people, Nia Jax, who I've been vocal is that she sucks. I hate her. She should be on unemployment. She should have never been Raw Women's Champion, in my opinion. Imagine Ronda Rousey in the ring with Sasha Banks, Amber Moon, Becky Lynch. People that are all-stars when it comes to the women's division and their wrestling ability. I am very excited for the future of Ronda Rousey. And she proved that last night. Sure, yes, she's not perfect. Alright, she still has a lot of kinks she needs to work on her game. But she's here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. Ronda Rousey. See, her contract, I believe, is for, right now, it's a 2-year deal. And I see no reason why she wouldn't resign. You know, even though, yeah, that's a year and a half away. We'll talk about that down the line, God willing. But she loves WWE, and she has the talent. Alright? Once she gets better, once she gets that ring awareness, and she gets used to being the ring more and more, she's already getting better at the mic. She's getting more comfortable. Her ring ability is very good. Once she gets that awareness and that timing down, she's going to be a stud. I'm not going to say she's going to be better than Sasha Banks, because there's no one better than Sasha Banks on the whole women's division. And it makes me pissed off that once again, somebody like Alexa Bliss, somebody like Carmella, gets pushed over Sasha Banks. But it is what it is. But leading into number 3, what's the third thing we learned from Money in the Bank? Well, we're going to continue with it. Most of these reasons have to do with the women's division, so let's continue it. Let's continue it. Asuka is buried. I said last night on the pod, Asuka is done. Finitio. Finished. Alright? WWE had one job when it came to Asuka. Book her strongly. All you have to do is send her out there, destroy whatever comes into her path. Last night at Money in the Bank, she lost to Carmella. Yes, I know there's people on Twitter saying, oh yeah, Carmella beat Asuka in a battle royal back in NXT, back when Asuka first came down to NXT. Shut up, alright? Carmella now has defeated Charlotte Flair and Asuka clean. Clean. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, James Ellsworth, it was basically spoiled throughout the week. We knew that James Ellsworth was going to get involved in the match somehow. Alright? But let's be serious. James Ellsworth never touched Asuka. Alright? It was a clean victory, 1, 2, 3. If this was NXT Asuka would have slapped Ellsworth in the face, kicked him off the apron, and then put the Asuka lock on Carmella to win the championship. You have Asuka sitting there, dumbfounded in the middle of the ring, looking at Carmella like she's seen a ghost. Like, oh my gosh, who's this kid James Ellsworth? And then James Ellsworth winks at Asuka. Asuka turns around, kicked by Carmella, 1, 2, 3. Asuka's buried, man. If anything good from NXT you give to Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn, they ruined it. Ruined it. Alright? It's like when you make a good pizza, right? You eat a little bit of that pizza, you may have leftovers back in the box, and then the next day, you know, the pizza turns cold, and then you put it in the microwave just to warm it up. It doesn't taste the same. The pizza taste is different. It may taste, you know, it may satisfy you, but it's not going to taste the same way it did before. That's the way it is. NXT. Something beautiful. You give it, WWE has it for a little bit, and it's never the same. That's what they've done with Asuka. That's what they've done with Bobby Roode, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Bayley. Should I go on? Should I go on? Alright, let's be serious here for a second. Alright? All you had to do with Asuka is have her destroy everybody. And then when the time came right, you would either have a heel Sasha Banks or Amber Moon end the streak. No. Only a couple months into her run in the main roster, you have her lose to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. And then you have her lose again clean. Asuka's buried. Alright? I'll say this. What they should do for SummerSlam, have Becky Lynch. If I don't know what's the deal with James Ellsworth's contract situation, if this was a one-time thing, kind of like when Great Khali came back to help Jinder Mahal win at Backlash last year. All right, but I don't know. I don't really care. Really, I don't hate James Ellsworth, but I just don't care that he's back. Really, it doesn't do anything for me much. But hey, I say if you're gonna do storyline, who did James Ellsworth and Carmelo feud with when Ellsworth was in the company the most? Becky Lynch. For hell, they had a match on SmackDown Live. You know, if I'm doing this, you've had Carmelo run through Charlotte. She's now run through Asuka. Who would have thought that Carmelo, of all people, would be the one to beat Asuka clean? Can't believe it. Those words actually coming out of my mouth. But yes, if I'm going towards SummerSlam, you need to book Becky Lynch versus Carmelo. It's time for Becky Lynch to get a token. It's time for Becky Lynch to be treated like the main event star attraction she is. That's it. What's next? What's next? Well, number 4. Fourth thing we learned from Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns might actually be turning heel. And I kind of got a smile on my face because we all wanted it. We hate Roman Reigns as a babyface, alright? And thank God that Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns was not in the main event. I'll say this. I didn't watch that match. I didn't care for it. Didn't even watch the highlights. I don't care that Roman Reigns won. Doesn't give a damn to me. And that WWE Universe in Chicago, they didn't care. Anyway, they were chanting chance upon chance upon chance during that match. No one gave a shit about Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal in that arena last night. Alright? But what we know is Braun Strowman is now Mr. Money in the Bank. It doesn't make sense for his character because Strowman doesn't need a briefcase. Strowman's a monster. He's plowed through everybody in his path. Alright? If Strowman wants a Universal Championship match, all he has to do is go to Kurt Angle and say, give me a title match. Are you going to stop him? Are you really? Strowman will just go out and destroy every single superstar, every single security guard, every single commentator, every single medical staff, anybody in his way until he gets what he wants. He doesn't need the briefcase. The briefcase should have been put on something like The Miz. So we could get Miz versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship next year. But looks like that's not where we're going. So I don't know where we go, really. Alright? I just know right now Brock Lesnar is not confirmed for SummerSlam. He's not being advertised for the show. That doesn't mean he's not going to be there. You know, we still have 2 months, but we don't know. Alright, supposedly Lesnar's contract situation is match by match, the way that it's being reported by PWI Insider. And we don't know what's going to happen there with Lesnar. Alright, I will presume that he will be at SummerSlam. And what I will do, if I'm there to be tonight on Monday Night Raw, or do it as soon as possible, have Strowman say, I'm cashing in Money in the Bank at SummerSlam against Lesnar. Alright, you're not going to have Strowman cash in during a random match where Lesnar is wear down. Strowman doesn't need it. He's the monster among men. He's not going to cheat to win. Or not cheap, you know, take the easy way out to win a championship. He's going to do it on his own terms, destroying somebody 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the freaking ring. Alright, so you want to do that. How does this lead to Roman Reigns turning heel? Well, right now, the rumored main event for SummerSlam, and I don't believe I'm saying this, once again, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Who the fuck wants to see that after the trash we've seen at WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, all this other crap? I don't know why Vince is so blind. But that's what the rumor is right now. And I hope that's not the case. If you have Strowman come out and say that, it takes away any possible chance that Reigns gets into that match. Because that's Lesnar's contract. It's a guaranteed one-on-one encounter. Not triple threat, not some loophole. Alright, it says in the contract it's a guaranteed one-on-one match whenever Strowman wants. Alright, unless in some special circumstance like how Seth Rollins cashed in and made that match triple threat. Strowman's not going to do that because Strowman's not turning heel anytime soon. How does that lead? You're not gonna. Who's gonna get cheered in a match against Strowman versus Reigns? Strowman's gonna get cheered. Remember, Roman Reigns is part of the reason why Strowman got turned into a babyface in the first place because we hate Roman Reigns. So have Strowman win, and if you really want to, because let's be honest, Reigns' best rivalry ever was probably with Strowman last year. Alright? They're perfect for each other. So There was a heel Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman Universal title feud. I'm down with that. And if you want to make Reigns a heel champion, a corporate champion, a champion that works with the authority, I would be down with that too. So that's what I think. That's the fourth thing we learned. Roman Reigns turning heel may actually happen. Alright? But leave it to Vince to probably find some way to fuck this up. And fifth, the last thing that we learned from Money in the Bank. WWE sucks. And it's not that we didn't know that. It's just that WWE just let us know again how much they suck. They gave Alexa Bliss Miss Money in the Bank when you have people like Sasha Banks who are way more deservingly of it. They said it. The commentary team said it. If anybody needed that Money in the Bank win more than anybody, it should have been Sasha Banks. She needed that win more than anybody in that match. Her or Becky Lynch needed that win. They could have had Natalya win it and cash in on Ronda Rousey and continue that storyline. But no, WWE just insults our intelligence once again. But hey, that's all I gotta say on that, really. They're just blind, they're just stupid. Half the decisions they made, they buried Asuka. So what? In review, what did we learn from Money in the Bank? WWE favors blondes. Alexa Bliss is yesterday's news, but yet she still is booked like she is a Hall of Famer. Alexa Bliss is on track to be one of the greatest WWE women of all time. Not because we want her to, it's the way she's booked. She's already a 5-time woman champion. 5-time in 2 years. 2 years. You know what I just... Also, Carmella's reign right now as SmackDown Women's Champion is longer than all of Sasha's reigns combined. And Sasha's a 4-time Raw Women's Champion. How disrespectful is that, huh? You have the greatest women's wrestler we've ever seen in Sasha Banks. And yet she's not being utilized. And yet someone like Carmella, someone as trash as Carmella. Mella's not money, as Moose would say. Mella is bankrupt. There's someone like her who can't wrestle against an octopus has had a longer title reign than all of Sasha's title reigns combined. And now Alexa Bliss gets to add being Money in the Bank to her accolades. 5-time women's champion. Trish Stratus, and a lot of people would say she's the greatest women's champion of all time. I don't know about that, because Trish was a 7-time women's champion over over a decade of time being in the wrestling company. Alexa Bliss has 5 reigns in 2 years. So Trish had 7 reigns in about a decade's time, while Alexa has had 5 reigns in 2 years. But we won't remember that, right? When we're older, right? But hey, that's WWE for you. We also learned that WWE doesn't know how to book correctly with their champions. But what do I know, right? What do we know? But yeah, basically that's 5 things we learned from Money in the Bank. You know, it wasn't a bad pay-per-view. I'm not gonna say that it wasn't bad. There was very good moments like Seth Rollins versus Elias. Both Money in the Bank ladder matches were pretty damn good. Rousey versus Nia, oppressed. Alright, but there was definitely low. Styles versus Nakamura was probably one of the best championship matches we've seen all year. You know, that might make my top 10 list of best matches all year when it's all said and done. But hey, but what do we know, right? What do we know? There was definitely some low points. Definitely low points. Things that didn't make sense. WWE insulting our intelligence. But hey, what else to expect, right? But yeah, that's about all I got for you guys today. That's 5 things we learned from Money in the Bank 2018. And yeah, we're going to see where WWE goes. We got Extreme Rules coming up, you know, and then we're slowly building towards SummerSlam. And yeah, I'll be back tonight, hopefully, with our Monday Night Raw review on the Legit Shoot podcast. Go check out that. And I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Peace.